Hey there, welcome to Angry Bird. This is your host, Tyler. Today is the 16th, and I want to talk about the tech industry just for a moment and just how Biden's speech kind of hit home the tech industrial complex. And hopefully, if you're not biased, you heard that and you can listen to those words and look at who's in the White House and look at the allies that got him there, and now that Elon's moving into the White House, and you can kind of make sense of what occurred. You figure if you can manipulate information and then feed it to people, and you know how to manipulate people, you know what makes them mad. I mean, you can almost manipulate an election outcome, I would imagine. Do you think? So here we are, and good morning. Sorry, I'm smashing down that coffee, but it is early. And the tech industry right now is pulling back their own regulations, which is weird. Okay, it's just weird. Okay, we don't regulate the tech industry enough. I think if I went around to every single person in my neighborhood, knocked on their door, and go, "Hey, do we regulate the tech industry enough?" I I would gather most of them would say absolutely not. Okay. We should do a poll, That would be a great public poll. Do we regulate the tech industry enough? But more on that later. So these guys are out there. They created their own system of fact checking and to prevent disinformation on one platform or another. And then other platforms just promoted disinformation in the name of free speech or whatever the hell they wanted to call it. And we just had a shitstorm of everybody pitted against everybody over easy to prove disinformation or over propagandated COVID vaccines, not COVID vaccines, COVID cures, or over the severity of something or another, or over why something occurred. I mean, shit, we got people in Congress saying there's like a secret base where they can manipulate weather or cause fires with space lasers, and they're saying it. I mean, come on, man. If it weren't for tech, that would never have occurred. It just, it's just not a thing. People get fringe beliefs through technology. They don't get fringe beliefs in the basement of their house. They get the thought planted, and the suspicion is already there. So they just need to know what they're suspicious of, and manipulation can point that out. Who you're suspicious of. Oh, it's those guys. So yeah, Biden ain't right, or ain't wrong about the tech industrial complex, and I'm with MAGA on Elon being a problem. We didn't elect him either, Elon. But, all right, I'm sorry, MAGA. We didn't elect him either, MAGA, but he's there. And your vote got him there. So I'm just saying, that ain't our fault, man. He's there. And then if you are mad about that, then you gotta, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do. But you better reach out quick, and you better start confirming, what's real or not, because the illusion of you were taking out George Soros got Elon in the White House. So talk about the old switcheroo. You thought you're saving us from one guy, and then you just put your guy in there who's arguably the most evil person I can think of. I mean, that dude needs help, man. If you're MAGA and you're listening to this video, I mean, Elon needs help. He's a drug addict. He's addicted to social media. That guy is losing his mind in front of us all. And we're watching it day after day after day. His ego just eat him alive. And everybody, I mean, he can't handle any insult. That guy's as fragile as they come. And he tries to market himself to something else. But you got to see it. He's fragile, man. Damn, that guy's fragile. Make X more positive. Fuck you all. I mean, what? What are you, bro? Are you you want to make it positive, or F you all, man? I mean, what is it? You can't, come on, you can't see that? That's mental. Nobody in real life is like walking in the room, hey guys, let's make it positive and fuck you all. You know, I mean, just saying. So here we are, tech industrial complex. Peter Thiel, Google, right? Is tied to JD Vance. I mean, who'd you think was pulling the strings here? Look, MAGA Trump just didn't want to stay, or didn't want to go to prison. Okay? He tried to stay in power. He's that egotistical. He wanted to stay in power. He can't handle losing, man. He hates bad press. This guy's fragile too. He's as fragile as they come. Marketing himself as like, I'm masculine. I know you don't see it because you voted for him. But now you see it. You see Elon's in the White House. You see all the tech bros. You see all those billionaires on the cabinet. You see how they're already looking at tax cuts for themselves and how they're going to tariff us. So I know you're waking up, man, and shit. But you got to remember, man, you're the ones that are going to have to reach out, man, because you voted it in. So I hope someday y'all come to terms with that and reach out again. Because the ones that cut you off, the ones that stopped talking to you, the ones that decided your vote was the boundary that they would no longer associate with you on, is because this is why. Is they saw Elon in the White House. They saw Trump just trying to avoid jail time. They saw the curtain, or behind the curtain. And they were trying to show you it. And when you voted against it, you voted against their freedom. You voted against their right to exist. You voted for the disinformation and propaganda, or in favor of that, instead of facts, reality. And now if you don't see the tech bros coming out and going, well, we were going to self-regulate and now we're not, how that hurts you directly. And now having them in the White House is now hurting you directly even more. And when you wake up, man, I mean, it's going to be one of those things. Because we're always here. We are always grounded in what's real, what's fact, and we're trying to, we'll change with evidence, show us new evidence, we'll change our views. But when you're trying to tell us something we could prove is wrong is right, it's just hard for us to sit there and go along with it. And now here we are. We got these tech bros ready to take over the helm. The oligarchy has begun. And you guys are like, wait, what about us? When they're going to go hire H-1Bs from somewhere else. You literally were cheering when they said they were going to take away education. And now you're pissed that they're hiring educated people somewhere else. That's gotta hurt, man. I mean, if I realize if I realize what they just did to me, how they manipulated me to think that we don't need to educate ourselves, is wow. I mean, come on, wake the fuck up. They only did that so they didn't have to pay you real wages. I want real wages when I work. I want to feel my time was valued when I'm in the field. And they convinced you that you don't need an education because getting one would be too woke. But we're going to hire some educated from another country because you're too dumb to take a job with us. That's what they just did. That's got to sting, man. I don't know how it don't. But you got to reach across the aisle because you got us here. And you can't get us out by yourselves. And now they're going to have the government to call you a terrorist group if you rise up against them. And you got to remember who Pete is. He'd just shoot you in the leg. If they have military, I mean, we got to protest together on this one, you know? And it can't be race involved. It can't be a DEI, thing where you guys think, we have no racism. The problem is it caught up to you. It caught up to all of us. We see it. We look at our lives and we go, we did everything we could and we couldn't get there. So why would you give someone that opportunity freely when I ain't even making it? And so you look at DEI as a really bad word. And I'm with you to the point where we got screwed. But after that, we've been screwing another group of people for their entire existence with us in the U.S. Not everywhere, not everybody, but definitely in places all the time ever since. And you gotta know that racism stems from these places. So if you were fortunate enough to be in an area that it was mild or so mild that you didn't notice, that's great, man. That means you're in a pretty good community, probably well diverse and well educated and and all that. But go to one that isn't, and then have the same conversation with me, and you'll see. So welcome to the new world. Welcome to the oligarchy. Let's see, MAGA. If you're still with me on this video, let's see, man. Let's see what you're about. Because if you're American and you're for the Constitution, you wouldn't associate a Constitution with the Bible. One. If you're an American and you were for liberty and justice for all, you would stand behind a jury of peers and their decisions. You really would, because you would understand what that meant. Okay? And then if you really were for justice and liberty for all, you'd want every single person that done a crime to serve time or to serve punishment for it. You wouldn't cherry pick which ones. You'd want them all. There is no forgiveness because you showed up on a Sunday to church. That's for the afterworld. We live in now. We're living today, and we have laws that govern us because we have to live together, and we can't allow crimes to go unpunished. We can't allow voices to be unheard. And so when you allow a criminal off the hook, you silenced someone that was a victim. And that can't be liberty and justice for all if we silence victims like that. So I really hope you reach out soon. And I really hope that it registers what has occurred now. And if it hasn't, that it registers real soon what has occurred. Because what has occurred is he betrayed you. And they are betraying you. And they're betraying your children and all of your line after you. And the moment you see that is the moment you're going to want to join. And I welcome you in when you're ready. Just don't go violent first. Love y'all. Bye.